Hello students and welcome to the lecture. So students, as you can see here, that basically in this lecture we are going to start with the Finance Commission of India. Okay. Basically we are going to look after the Finance Commission of India, and this is going to be a very important topic from the examination point of view. Okay. Why? Because the Finance Commission of India has played and still playing a crucial role in maintaining financial structure of the company. Sorry, of the country, not company. Has played and still playing a crucial role in making financial structure of the country, maintaining. Okay, so that is the you can say the basic necessity that why we are going to study the Finance Commission. So basically these are the topics that we have scheduled for the discussion, like starting with the introduction part, thereafter the composition, thereafter the functions, and then we have the advisory role. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to study in the heading of Finance Commission. Okay, so let's start with the introduction part. Okay, so basically if we take the general introduction of the Finance Commission of India, then basically there is an Article 280 of the Constitution of India that provides for a Finance Commission as a quasi-judicial body. What do you mean by the quasi-judicial body? Basically, half judicial body. Okay, and what is a half judicial body? So if we talk about the half judicial body in the, you can say, general sense, so you can say that it is an any body having rights to inquire and judge any situation or case, but could not pass the final resolution for making impact. So half judicial body is any kind of body which having the rights to inquire, and judge any situation or the case, but could not pass the final resolution for making any impact. So as we have seen the definition of the half judicial body, so similar thing is happens with the Finance Commission. Like Finance Commission is basically having the rights to inquire and judge any financial case related with the government. Okay. But because it is a quasi-judicial body, so it does not have any final solutions for making impact. Okay. So I hope that the quasi-judicial body concept, along with the relation with the Finance Commission, has been cleared to you. Thereafter, if we look at here, so we could see that it is constituted by the President of India. Now here you have got the question, like if the question asked in the examination, like who is the one who appoints the Finance Commission of India? The answer should be the President of India. Okay. Many a times I have seen that the Parliament of India is the favorite answer by the students, which is totally wrong. It is the President of India who appoints the Finance Commission after every 5th year. It means that suppose if the commission was appointed in 2001, then the commission will again appointed in 2006, 5 years later. All right, that is a standard time. That is an standard time. But remember that this is not the fixed time. Okay. It is not the fixed time. And basically it's totally depend upon the President of India, that if he wants and if he considers that this must be appointed earlier, it means that it could be even appointed in the year of 2004, which is just after the 3 years of the appointment, which is not the completion of 5th year. Okay. So it's totally depend upon the president. But as the standard time, if we talk about it, then it's the 5 years. Got it? And this is an article. This is the nature. Okay. And because it is provided in the constitution, so it is which type of body? It is an constitutional body. Got it? Thereafter, now, after the basic introduction, now we are going to talk about the composition. Okay. So here, if you look at this word, this is the commission. Any word like commission or committee having the one direct impact, and which is that it means it is a multi-member body, not a single member body. Okay. So the same thing applies on the Finance Commission also, because it is also the commission. So the Finance Commission consists of a chairman and the 4 other members to be appointed by the President of India. So here we have got the relation to the answer which we had seen in the, to the question which we had seen in the previous slide. Like in the previous slide, we had seen the question like who appoint Finance Commission, right? And here we have got the answer also, like the President of India is the one who appoints the Finance Commission. And here we had also seen like the chairman and the other 4 members are appointed by the President of India. So if we combine them, so how many members are there? Total 5 members are there in the Finance Commission. Okay, because it is a multi-member body. All right. Thereafter, if we talk about the tenure, so they hold office for such period as specified the president in his order, which means that there is no fixed time period for their service. It is basically defined while the president appointing the members and the chairperson for the finance commission. Okay, it means that suppose if the president in his order said that the following members which are going to be appointed, whether as a chairman or the you can say the members, if they would be appointed for the 6 years, then the tenure will become 6 years. If it is for 4 years, the tenure will become 4 years. All right, but it's totally depend upon the president's order. All right. Another thing which we could see here is that they are eligible for the reappointment. What does it mean? It means that once the person gets selected as a member of the finance commission, then he or she could also be appointed. Like, suppose that is the year of 2001 to 2006. For the tenure of 5 years, the finance commission has been appointed. Okay, and there are 5 members: A, B, C, D, and E, who got appointed. All right. Then what happened after the 2006? It means again the finance commission would be appointed for 2006 to 2011 for the another tenure of 5 years. Then it means that the members from this, it means that the members of the previous commission could also be appointed for the new commission. Suppose if the new members are X, A, Y, C, and D. Okay, like if these are the new members of the commission, then if you look at here, what you will find: A is from the previous commission, C is for the previous commission, D is also from the previous commission. It means that only X and Y are the members who have appointed for the first time. Got it? That's the thing. The Constitution authorizes the Parliament to determine the qualification of members of the Commission and the manner in which they should be selected. So here we have got like, however, the President of India is the one who appoints the members of the Commission. But what should be the qualification to get appointed as a member of Finance Commission, and what should be the manner in which they must be appointed? That part is basically depends upon the Parliament of India. Okay. On the basis of this, the President of India is allowed to appoint the person whether as a chairman or the other 4 members. Okay. So, as we know that the power for the qualification has been granted to the Commission. Accordingly, the Parliament has specified the qualification of the chairman and the members of the Commission. Okay. And these are the qualifications which are the part of the composition by itself. Okay. So first you could see the chairman should be a person having experience in public affairs, and 4 other members should be selected from the, or you can say from amongst the following. Okay. So here we can say the chairman is fixed. The qualification of the chairman is fixed. But if we talk about the other 4 members, then basically they must be belong from these categories. The first category is a judge of High Court or one qualified to be appointed as one. It means that whether the person is a judge of High Court, or you can say is having the qualification so that he could be appointed as a judge of High Court, then he or she will be appointed in the commission. Thereafter, a person who has a specialized knowledge of finance and accounts of the government, he could be appointed, because here we are talking about the finance commission, right? So it is necessary that the member must having the specialized knowledge of the finance and the accounts of the government. If the member does not having these qualities, then there is no point to appoint the person into the commission. A person who has a wide experience in the financial matters and the administration, the person will be appointed as a member. Thereafter, a person who has special knowledge of economics, then the person will be appointed as a member. Okay. So basically here we have seen that there are total four conditions, or you can say four qualifications through which the person could be appointed as a member of the Finance Commission. What are these? First is just write it down so that it will be remain in your mind for a long time. High Court judge, or qualified for it. Second, having specialized knowledge of government finance. Third, having knowledge of finance and administration. Fourth, having knowledge of economics. So if the person having any of these things, like the person having or you can say the person is a high court judge or having the qualifications for it, a person having the specialized knowledge of government finance, a person having the specialized knowledge or the knowledge of finance and administration, and the person having the knowledge of economics. So if these are the qualifications the person possesses, then the person could be appointed as a member. All right. So that's the thing. Thereafter, if we talk about the functions, like what is the functions of the Finance Commission, why it is appointed, how it's operate, and what is the requirement of these. So basically we could say, like, the commission is required to make the recommendations to the President of India on the following matters. Okay. So first, the distribution of the net proceed of taxes to be shared between the center and the states, and the allocation between the states of the respective share of such proceed. So basically for this, if we talk about the net proceedings, then suppose if this is an total collected amount, for example, it is rupees 50,000 crores. Okay. Thereafter, total expenditure occurred, which is rupees 10,000 crores. Okay. So that is the total amount the government has acquired from the taxation. That is the total amount the government has to bear while collecting the tax. Okay. So what is the net proceed? If we talk about it, then it's very simple. Like TE minus, sorry, TA minus TE. Total amount minus the total expenditure. So if we calculate it, then we could say 50,000 minus 10,000 equal to rupees 40,000 CRs. Okay. So that's how the net proceeds calculates. So always remember that whenever we talk about the tax distribution between the center and the states, then it will always happen on the basis of net proceed. Total collected amount without being adjusted against the expenditure that has occurred while acquiring that amount. Without this, no taxation could be distributed between the center and the states. So the first thing the Finance Commission does is that the Finance Commission checks out that how the net proceed has been decided between the center and the state. And thereafter, if you look at here, then the allocation between the states of the respective shares of such proceed. Like if we talk about it, then we know that in India, we have the 28 states. Okay. And every state's having their different financial needs. So how does the central government distributes the tax amongst the state? That is another, you can say that is the another area for the review by the Finance Commission. Thereafter, the principles that should govern the grants in aid to the states by the center. Like you can say, there is a word here, grants in aids. What does it mean? It means that basically it is the responsibility of the central government that besides the tax distribution, the central government often gives some aids to the state government for their finance operations. Okay. And that is basically charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. Okay. So which principles the central government has taken into the consideration while granting some grants to the state. Okay. So these principles will be reviewed by the Finance Commission. The third is that the measures needed to augment the Consolidated Fund of State to supplement the resources of panchayats and the municipalities in the state on the basis of the recommendations made by the State Finance Commission. Like if we take about the municipalities and the panchayats, we know that it is a part of the local government. All right. And to look after the financial health of the local government is the task of the State Finance Commission. So the National Finance Commission sometimes also looks after the recommendations made by the State Finance Commission in respect of the local government, or you can say panchayat at the rural level and the municipalities at the urban level. Any other matter referred to it by the President in the interest of the sound finance. Like these are the main areas in which they are required to make the reviews. While there is a one additional area which is under the hand of the President. Like if the President want to refer the area to the Finance Commission, then the Finance Commission has developed the liability that they are required to review the part. So till 1960, the Finance Commission also suggests the grants to the states of Assam, Bihar, Odisha, West Bengal in lieu of assignment of any share of the net proceed in each year of export duty on jute and jute products. Like basically what happened if we talk about the export duty, and this is a export material. So basically that comes under the central government, right? Okay. So if we look at these states like the Assam, Bihar, Odisha and West Bengal, then they are the huge producers of the jute. So basically they produce jute and the jute products, and then the central government exports it. And whatever the amount the central government earns and the expenditure will be subtracted from it, then what will happen? The remaining amount or the net proceed will be distributed amongst these four. So in 1960, the Finance Commission also made the recommendations on this. Thereafter, the grants were to be given for the temporary period of 10 years from the commencement of the Constitution, but later it has continued also. The Commission submits its report to the President of India, and then he lays the report before the House of Parliament with an explanatory memorandum as to the action taken on its recommendation, like what was in the report and what actions have been taken so far. Thereafter, if we talk about the advisory role, now here the concept of the quasi-judicial form would become much more clear to you. Okay, like we had seen in the starting while we taking the introduction, the Finance Commission is the quasi-judicial body. And what do we mean by the quasi-judicial or the half-judicial body? I had already told you. So basically here we are going to connect the dots with each other, okay, so that we could understand the concept for a long duration. First thing is that it must be clarified here that the recommendations made by the Finance Commission are only of the advisory nature and hence not binding on the government. The similar thing I had told you while I was explaining with the quasi-judicial part, like the quasi-judicial body is the body which having the rights to inquire into the matter, to pass the judgments over the matter, but they do not have any kind of power so that they could make the any resolution worth making. All right. So the similar thing happens here, like the Finance Commission allows to inquire the matter and makes the recommendations, but the recommendations are only of the advisory nature and not binding one. It means that it's totally depend upon the discretion of the government whether they want to apply these recommendations or not. All right. It is up to the union government to implement the recommendations on granting money to the states, or the union government could continue with their own principle. To put into other words, so it is nowhere laid down in the constitution that the recommendations of the commission shall be binding upon the government of India, or that it would give rise to a legal right in favor of the beneficiary states to receive the money recommended to be offered to them by the commission. All right. As I had told you in the beginning, I had already explained this in detail that it is totally dependent upon the discretionary power of the central government, and that's why there is a Finance Commission which is a quasi-judicial. Okay. As rightly observed, there is a Dr. P.V. Rajamanar. Okay. He was the chairman of the 4th Finance Commission. What he said? He said, since the Finance Commission is a constitutional body expected to be quasi-judicial, its recommendations should not be turned down by the government of India unless there are very compelling reasons. It means that he said that it's okay that the Finance Commission has been provided by the Constitution itself. It means that it is a constitutional body and the recommendations are only of the advisory nature. That is okay. But the main thing is that the Finance Commission is the quasi-judicial form. Okay. So whatever the recommendations the Finance Commission is making to the central government must not turn down these recommendations until or unless there is some, you can say, compelling conditions like the financial emergency and all. Thereafter, the Constitution of India envisages the Finance Commission as the balancing wheel of fiscal federalism in India. It means how the fiscal powers divides between the center and the state. These things are balanced by the inquiry of the Finance Commission. However, till 2014, it is the role in the central state fiscal relations was undermined by the East-While Planning Commission and the non-constitutional and the non-statutory body. Why? Because whatever the recommendations the Finance Commission will be made, these recommendations have nothing to do before the Planning Commission, because the Planning Commission was the main body in India till 2014, which had the concentration of all the resources of this country, and they decide whether the resources must be employed or not. So there is a Dr. P.V. Rajamanar again. He was the chairperson of 4th Finance Commission. He highlighted the overlapping of functions and the responsibilities between the Finance Commission and the East-While Planning Commission in federal fiscal transfers. Okay. In 2015, the Planning Commission was replaced by the new body which is called the Niti Aayog, or in short known as the Niti Aayog, in full form known as the National Institution for Transforming India. All right. So students, basically in this lecture, we have finished till here. In the next lecture, we will continue from here. Till then, just revise the facts and figures that all we have discussed in this lecture and be ready for the another lecture. With this note, let's end this lecture, and what we say, thank you.